And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone...
DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans have taken the lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. To throw on third down, Jones. It's caught, Shepard. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. He's got his man. This is Tate. The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
You got nothing. Hey, check right. Watching you five. Hurry up, be driven.
Back to throw. Jones. He'll rifle this one deep right. That's caught inside the 20. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Darius Slayton in the final seconds of the first half. And the Giants are going to jump back in front. Rosas good with the extra point, and it's now 17-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets...
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 23, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jones operating from the gun. Buying time, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Whitney Merciless showing no mercy. Flies in for the sack. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. 2nd and 15. Catch made by Slayton. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. Watson on 3rd down. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know, I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
Going deep for Hopkins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Able to get there and pick it. And he's into the clear. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and he will bring it back. It's a pick